Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Factor Cat Paranormal Files, where I break down paranormal videos from across the internet. Been doing this shit for a long time, and I enjoy it. So we're gonna keep this short and sweet today. We got top 10 scary ghost videos to ruin sleepy time from the ever amazing Nuke's Top 5. How this works is we're gonna jump into the videos. I'll let one clip run. Sorry, we're one take here. We don't retake shit. We're gonna let one clip run, and then I'll kind of go over it with my thought process. Basically, I've been researching and investigating paranormal for 10 plus years. I'm really harsh. Yada yada. You guys know the spiel. If it's your first time here, join down in the comments. Tell me what you think of the clips. If you agree or disagree, let's hop into it.
Viewers ask how well the reverse lights work at night, and Justin drives out into the dark woods near a lake in North Carolina to show just how bright the lights are. His TikTok viewers are shocked when the reverse lights illuminate something downright chilling.
The lights are definitely functional, but unfortunately I live in a city and there are street lights everywhere. But I can find a place to go test them. Okay, I found some really dark woods. I just put some tinfoil over the reverse lights. So I'm gonna show you what the stock reverse lights look like, and then I'm gonna uncover them and show you what the added reverse lights look like. These are the stock reverse lights.
Literally can't see anything.
And these are the ones I just installed.
Oh, nice.
Look how friggin' bright that is. This is amazing. Yeah, so these are not just for looks.
Did you see it? As Justin turns on the lights, an arm wrapped around a tree can be seen sliding its way slowly out of sight. After many comments from freaked out viewers, Justin finally sees the arm and decides to go back to investigate during the day.
Okay, I'm leaving work. 2 blocks that way is where the arm was. Okay, this road goes down to the lake, which is right there, and a public boat landing. This is where my truck was backed in. Well, it's actually a path, and that is the tree with the stick leaned up against it. As you can see, people illegally dump stuff out here all the time. Mostly trash, but a lot of animal carcasses too. And this is the tree. Here we are behind the tree. It's where my Xterra was backed in. I'm about 5'10". I'm not a very superstitious person, so you're not gonna get much out of me. I just think, if anything, somebody back here.
Now, even after all of that, Justin still believes the arm simply could have belonged to someone that happened to be out in the dark woods. But what do you think? Could it be a creature, a ghost, or perhaps even creepier? Is it just someone hiding in the dark woods? Let me know down in the comments. Cry.
I mean, it's okay. So I've noticed in a lot of clips lately in paranormal that this hand arm thing is becoming a trend. We've seen it probably in, I would say, 6 to 7 videos. 6 to 7 of the last maybe 10 videos. One clip is always an arm, a disappearing hand, a disappearing arm. The interesting thing about it, right, is he thinks like, no, you guys, it's not anything, he's not he's superstitious, right? Or he doesn't believe in it. The one thing that's interesting, right, is if it was a person and he showed kind of how the layout is, right? Like it's kind of like lifted right here. There's a log over here behind this. So if it was a person, you would naturally have to go that direction. And you would have seen like a body cross like right here in this gap, which you don't. So I don't think it's a person, but do I think it's edited? Yeah, I do. I think that this hand thing is becoming a trend because it's easy to hide. And like let's face it. We know at this point that people plant paranormal stuff, especially on TikTok, because it works. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes people catch stuff that the original content creators don't see. For example, myself. Me and my buddy, we went up to Skinwalker Ranch and we were filming live. We were there, like we were live streaming on Twitch at Skinwalker Ranch, and we were both sitting in the front seat, and we had a camera facing out, like we were streaming on our phone, and in the like we didn't see this live. You see like a white dot pop into the screen, move kind of weirdly, stop, and then disappear. And like I posted the clip, like I posted a bunch of clips on TikTok from that live stream, just because like, oh, we're at Skinwalker Ranch, maybe people will think that's cool. And none of the other stuff had anything of notice, but a bunch of people noticed that dot. And then finally I was reading the comments, I was like, oh, holy shit, there's something there. What is it? Who knows? My guess is a bug, but still it happens. And I think people know that that triggers people to comment, and the more that you comment, the better your algorithm hits. The better your algorithm hits on TikTok, the more views you get. The more views you get, typically the more likes you get. The more likes you get, the more people are likely to follow your channel, yada yada yada. So I do believe a lot of people plant stuff. Now, is that what this guy did? I'm not going to accuse him of that. I don't know anything about their channel, but I promise you that it probably spiked his TikTok page. He probably got a nice little boost from it. So take that for what you want.
Beyond. This next video was sent in by Nuke's Top 5 viewer Peter Canova. Peter explains in his email that his friend was remodeling a house in Des Moines, Iowa that had been abandoned for over 10 years. Peter's friend shared a chilling video that was recorded by a tile installer named Javier.
Verga, si se escucha más. Estoy aquí en la casa de remodelación. Acabo de rellenar, hicimos ese shower y esto. Y desde hace rato vengo escuchando un llanto como de niño. Oigan. Pero el pedo es de que aquí en la casa esta, pues, no hay, están todos los cuartos vacíos. Y me da miedo ir al basement, pero a ver, deja checar, porque allá afuera no hay nada. Hola. La verga. No hay nada. Güey, no mames. No mames.
The loud cries of a child can be heard coming from the basement. Javier checks every room but finds no one. Suddenly, there's an unexplained loud bang from somewhere, and Javier makes a run for it. Javier refuses to ever return to the house again.
Güey, no mames.
Dude, that one's fucking creepy. That gave me the chills. To be honest with you, it gave me the chills. Let me... I'm coming up with solutions in my head of how we're faking that, right? Obviously, you could just have a recorder down there playing a baby crying, and then the unexplained bang or whatever could be a who knows, right? Could just be something falling. It's under construction, yada yada yada. At first, I was like, oh, it kind of sounds like the wind, and then later in the video, you're like, oh, for sure that is a baby crying. It's tough, right? Because in my head, there's two two directions. Either there's definitely something freaky paranormal going on, or either he's faking a paranormal video, or someone's fucking with him super hardcore. Now, if you guys don't know much about construction or in the construction business, people fuck with each other all the time, right? I don't know if paranormal is typically a normal one, but it could be. It'd probably be pretty funny. But his reaction, like, I give props to him, right? Like, I don't think a lot of people would have started walking down the stairs, but when you're hearing a baby crying, you kind of like, I think you kind of get more in that, like, oh my God, I got to go make sure this baby's not dying, right? But when he goes down there and looks and doesn't see anything, and then he hears a bang and it just freaks him out, I don't know, man. I don't know. That video is a little unnerving. It is not. It's not great. It's a little creepy. Now, we don't see anything, but we obviously can really clearly hear that baby crying. So it's just tough. Like, do we take just the noise and say, yeah, for sure? Because like I said, it could easily just be a planted recorder, like where someone's phone playing a baby crying, or, you know, maybe this house has speakers throughout it. It could just be a setup, but if it is a setup, his reaction seems genuine, and he's not on board. Either someone's messing with him, or there's a haunted baby or something going on in that house.
Before we move on to the next video, if you see anything that you think should be included in the top 5, contact us at nukestop5@gmail.com. Oh dear. Terrence Leonio from Windsor, Ontario, Canada often goes out into the woods to record himself overtone singing for TikTok and YouTube. One day he decides to stream live, and as he starts to sing,
Side thing, the throat singing that is typically seen in Native Americans, holy shit, is that stuff impressive. I don't even know how to make my body do that, but it is so good.
he seems to capture the attention of a passing deer.
Pretty sure he was looking for where the sound was coming from, but I stopped and started talking, and now he's confused. All right.
And there's the deer, but did you see it? Terrence seems to have caught the attention of something else lurking in the woods. Several strange, slim figures seem to be hiding in the trees behind the deer. Terrence's TikTok viewers believe the mysterious creatures could be cryptids, Sasquatch, or even skinwalkers. But what do you think Terrence's singing could have summoned from the deep Canadian woods? A doorway.
I'm not going to spend too much time on that one, just because if his camera resolution was better, I would be willing to say that it could be something. But when he moves, it's all pixelated. It's barely even capturing the deer in the foreground or in the front, and I think it's probably just more deer in the background.
This next bizarre clip comes from a small YouTube channel that is not even necessarily dedicated to ghost hunting or the supernatural. Partners Rain and Jenno post random videos to their personal channel, Sinister RP. These videos range from art and music to their own personal passion, which is exploring haunted places. Now, Rain and Jenno do not claim that they are, quote, professional ghost hunters. In fact, they are a bit skeptical themselves, and they even invite their viewers to debunk any paranormal evidence that they find.
When we go out, we don't always find the craziest stuff. I mean, let us know. Let us know what you think. You know what I mean? By all means, if we can debunk this, I would love to be able to. And if we can't, I mean, I'd love that even more.
But there is
I like these guys a whole lot. Same thing here, man.
one video in particular that even the couple and their YouTube viewers cannot explain. First, the couple captures some odd sounds in this abandoned farmhouse.
This time, we ended up picturing something else. Something really weird.
What the hell was that?
What? If you heard a squeak, I was...
No, I heard a bang. Hello?
Not much else happens, but then, by accident, the couple captures this. Did you see it? Some dark humanoid shape seems to appear near the door, and then quickly moves away and disappears into nothing. Rain and Jeno try to debunk the figure, and even invite their audience to do the same.
Now, of course, the first thing that's running through my head is, that might be one of her shadows, but... And that's what's still been going through my head, but I don't know. You know, everybody else now is saying, that's not your shadow. That has its own movement to it. And
if you watch, I move and it stays still. And then it moves and disappears.
But there is just no rational explanation. So, what do you think? Check out this full video over on the YouTube channel, Sinister RP. Urban.
You know, it's interesting, right? Because I really like their content, and they're doing the same thing that I'm trying to do, right? They're trying to debunk what's going on. You know, I really think that could be an apparition, or they edited it. Those are the only really two thoughts you have, because it doesn't seem like that would be a shadow of one of them, because it just doesn't really match up. It doesn't match up with where the light's coming from. It doesn't really match up with where they're at, like, and why would it be like translucent? Oh, sorry, let me move my face. Why would it be like translucent all the way through? If it was a shadow, you really wouldn't see your shadow like that on a mirror, right? We're looking right here. Sorry if my face blocked that off. And like when she moves, it like kind of moves when she does, but it would go back to where it was at. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a super weird one. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know anything about these guys. I'm not gonna say that they're faking content, because, you know, who really knows? But they seem genuine. They seem like people who are interested in it and want to go out and see if there's other stuff or there's paranormal in the world, and they finally caught something that is a little weird, and I agree. It seems a little weird.
Urban exploration gone wrong. Urban explorer Andy Persons heads out to Albany, New York to see the old Tobin's First Prize Center, which is a meatpacking facility that was built in 1924 and was later left completely abandoned. Together with his two friends, he makes his way through the massive old crumbling factory, and he discovers something truly unnerving, because they might not be the only ones there.
This is the fun part.
So this is where things kind of got a little weird. We were coming down these staircases, and I shined my flashlight to the left, and out of the corner of my eye, all I could see was someone in a black trench coat quickly rush over through the door and hide in the corner. I shined my flashlight down the elevator shaft that was right next to me, and all of a sudden, we all started hearing a bunch of voices and just people that were inside of the walls. we just decided to get out there pretty quickly and let them be.
A man who seems to be wearing a dark trench coat quickly disappears out of sight. Then the group hears voices coming from the walls all around them. Spooked by the creepy event, they decide to just get out of there. Now, whether what they caught is paranormal, I'm not sure. But as I've said before, sometimes real people are much more frightening. Anyway, you can watch the entire exploration of this creepy abandoned factory over on the YouTube channel, Andy Persons.
I think Nuke's top 5 hits it on the head exactly, right? Is whether or not that's paranormal, I would definitely say no. But at the same time, whenever you're exploring abandoned places, you need to be weary of your surroundings and who might be there. And especially if you're doing bigger factories, hospitals, etc., is, sadly it is to say that, that people do have to use those places as shelters or homes for a time period. Not everyone's as fortunate as everyone else, and is it, of course it's illegal for them to be there 90% of the time, but really they're not there because they want to be. I appreciate that these guys didn't push and go and try and bother them, because that's when you find yourself in a potential altercation or bad situation. But at the same time, I don't think you can really count that as paranormal. I'm sure that was just somebody there who maybe thought it was the police or whatever and wanted to get out of it. Hearing the voices and stuff too, I don't know. I don't really believe that part. It sounded like inserted audio, and that's the thing. This all could be fake. It could just be one of their homies, and they're just added to the mystique of their video.
The Looking Glass. Late one night, TikTok user Apple DeCastro decides to weigh herself on a scale in her family home in the Philippines. She stands in front of a mirror, and what happens next is truly bizarre. Apple's reflection in the mirror seems to move out of time with her body. Now, of course, this could just be a weird CCTV compression glitch, but her brother Joshua actually sees it happen with his own eyes. Another camera angle records his reaction. Joshua can't believe what he's seeing, and he quickly goes to warn his sister. Together, they check the footage recorded by their CCTV cameras and post their creepy experience to TikTok. So could this be a glitch in the Matrix? A haunted mirror? Or just a really, really strange camera glitch? As always, I leave it to you to decide.
It's a weird one, right? Because mirrors are kind of they're really hard to edit. I don't know if you guys have ever read that before, but it's just, anytime there's reflections and stuff, it's really gets a little convoluted. And it does truly seem like her reflection, for whatever reason, isn't following what she's doing. But it's so blurry right here. I didn't think anything of this video up until the brother apparently saw it live. But even his he was like staring at the other camera. I don't know if he just wasn't like, if he was just doing it to, because he just was zoned out, but it almost looked like he was waiting. And then like went over so that there was 2 camera angles. It's definitely tough. Anytime that we have a potato recording, like this camera footage is literally lower than potato quality. Like you can't even, this is a still frame. Like if you were to tell me like what's going on here, you're like, I guess this is a human and this is a bird. Like the quality is that bad, right? It's just, I don't know. It's hard to really say.
Japanese videos, I have no ways. I leave it to you to decide. No entry. As with most Japanese videos, I have no idea what the source is for this next creepy clip. The clip shows 2 guys approaching an old school building that is under renovation and is allegedly haunted. Even though there's tape at the entrance saying no entry, the 2 friends step inside anyway. What happens next is absolutely terrifying. A mysterious woman wearing a white dress silently approaches the 2 friends from the darkness. She seems to have no visible arms. The 2 guys run in fear and scream for help. What happens next, we'll just never know. And whether the footage is real or not, that's up for you to decide. Either way, the clip is chilling.
It's definitely a creepy clip, but along with 2 episodes ago, we had another 2 that were from Japan that were very... there was like one that was like an abandoned house, and like this lady was like, or like a house for sale, and the lady was going through it, and then she like opened a cupboard and there was this like creepy face. Like to me, these seem like films, like short films for university or a class, like a high school class, like a horror themed video, because it had every element: abandoned school, creepy, like girl walking towards them, and the fact that we don't have any credibility behind it, we don't have a YouTube channel, we don't have a source. Like to me, that seems like it's somebody's like school project. And well done if it is. If it isn't, by God, I don't know what's going on at all. Like that could be a million different things. It could be a million different spirits or demons, like who knows. But I really do think that it's a high school film, or, you know, a university film.
Shift. This next spooky video was sent in by Nuke's Top 5 viewer Zoe from Perth, Australia. Zoe says that she's a registered nurse working the night shift at a nursing home. She says that there is one particular room in the nursing home that gives the entire staff the creeps. The staff says that they feel watched while in the room, and that the room often feels extremely cold for no reason. Some have even witnessed chairs moving around by themselves. One night, Zoe and the rest of the staff are gathered in the office when they notice something very strange on the CCTV. The lights in the room start to flicker and dim in a bizarre pattern, and then some dark shape seems to pass in front of the camera, not once, but twice. Now, could this be something paranormal, or just a strange lighting malfunction? And just what are those two dark shapes? Tell me what you think. The Boy Next Door.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough to really justify that one being paranormal. There's not enough meat on the bones. That could be tons of different things. That's not paranormal.
Paranormal investigators K&L from the YouTube channel K&L Ghost Hunters spend the night at the historic Red Lion Hotel in Colchester, England. Built way back in 1465, it's no surprise that the hotel has a long history of tragic events and paranormal activity. Just to give one example, several hundred years ago, a horrible fire ravaged the hotel and took the lives of several young children. These days, it's said that the spirit of a young boy wanders the restaurant of the hotel. He is often seen and photographed by guests. Most of all, the spirit of the young boy is often seen by children. K and L leave a static camera to record in the restaurant as they investigate the basement of the hotel. Later, when they check their footage, they are shocked by what they've caught. A small head about the height of a young child can be seen peeking through the glass windows of one of the restaurant doors. Paranormal investigators K&L believe that they might have captured the spirit of the young boy that guests claim to have seen over the years. But what do you think this small figure could be? Let me know. You can watch this entire investigation and many more over on the YouTube channel.
It's so hard to say because it could be a reflection of different things in the room. It could be a reflection outside. It only lasts for a couple seconds, but we don't have enough clarity. We don't see a face. We just see something move. And that's always my issue with paranormal investigations. Not them specifically, just in general, is that you know, anything to justify scenario, right? Like they have like this story of a child that does things, and then like we get like a 2-second clip from however long they've been there of something that looks kind of weird, and then it's immediately that. Like, I mean, it helps the story, it's good with views, but did we do a good job at debunking everything? I don't know. I don't know. Did they prove that it wasn't reflections? I don't know. But to me, it's just too much justification for it to actually be something, and it's such a small helping size of. Because like if I ever get out and start doing investigations again, like if I see stuff or we capture stuff, we're going back and we're proving or disproving its validity. Like we'll go to all the different angles and try and get reflections. Like it's just, and I know that's not always easy, but I feel like leaving it open-ended like that, like it's tough. I don't think it's doing any good.
Ghost Hunters. Dead in the water. In another strange video shared to the internet without a source, someone can be seen taking off their shoes after having walked through a waterfall in Malaysia and discovering small clumps of leeches stuck to their feet. And if that isn't horrifying enough, there's something else in this video that's very disturbing. Did you see it? Someone or something can be seen sitting on a rock inside the waterfall. Whoever or whatever it is appears to be wearing a white dress and has long dark hair and dark arms. Now, without a source, it's impossible to establish whether this footage is real, fake, or even explainable. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching.
I thought it was just a rock. I thought it was just a rock with like black on top of it. Like it just looks like a rock. Like white rock here, like same color as this rock here. And then maybe it just has some moss on it. I definitely didn't think that was what we were looking at. I was like over here looking for something. I don't think that's anything at all. Not even slightly. And it's a rock. That's a rock, or someone put a still image in there. That's a Dwayne Johnson for sure. Alright guys, well that wraps it up for today's episode. Thank you so much if you made it this far. Awesome. Nice to meet you. My name's Wes. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with my my judgment on these videos. We had a couple creepy ones. I for sure thought that the baby one, this one here, was super creepy, gave me the chills. Aside from that though, I don't know if we really had anything that was I mean this apparition one was definitely weird. I like the people who recorded it. This one I think is fake. This one's weird. Potato camera. Yeah, no entry one seems like a footage from like a university's film project or something. But yeah, let me know if you guys are disagree. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.